Hi, Queer Stars. Welcome back. This is another Oracle reading, Timeless, with the Mundi deck. I'm Otis Elevator Ashtabula Bell. I'm the witch on the job, and I'm with this witch. This is the garden today. We've got Mugwort here, a really good friend, Artemisia vulgaris. I drink tea in a mug. How about you? This plant is a really good friend that's been friends with people all around the world. It grows all over. It's a ditch witch. It likes to grow overlooking water in the sunlight on a hill. It'll grow on the side of a road in a crack. It likes to grow in the flow, the side of a road. It's particular, almost like a human, you know? It's like, this is like where it likes to sit, you know? I love it. It's in the aster family. Artemisia vulgaris refers to Artemis of the moon. This plant's good for menstruation, moon cycles. It's good as an emmenagogue. That means it gets the period going. It's good for dreaming, another moony thing to do. We've got the sirens going off in the background. We're in an urban wilderness. We're in a drug crisis where there's a poison in the drug supply. Fentanyl has been a crisis plaguing our communities for years. So that's just in the message today. Get a naloxone kit. Become part of the solution to advocate for a safe drug supply. Clean it up. If we had poison in our water supply, we'd clean it up by now. It's been years. So many people die. The sirens go on all day. I'm sure where you are, you know that that's true for your communities too. Anyways, Mugwort knows the deeper truth, and so we speak it on this channel. I'm a 12th house Pisces sun. I rock like Mugwort does with the deeper truth of the dream, the underlying messages, and what's going on. I tap into the unseen. I'm going to pull some messages from Bridget, that which guards the crossroads, the well tender. Life finds you in the blessing and protection surrounding the great medicine wheel and crossroads of the great mother. In a divine circle, protection, blessing around us all. I'm going to get a message about bridging the crossroads. We started out with this deck. First card underlying this reading today, on the bottom of the deck today, was death. Right now, as I pull, first card underlying is art. We live in for this. So as the sirens go off, what are we going to do? We need to make art. We need to get creative. We need to really hone in on our real calling and make some art. So pull it out. We've got Jeffrey Gibson here representing us in the Benally art exhibit. The United States is getting represented by Jeffrey Gibson, indigenous artist, queer artist, amazing modern artist, amazing contemporary artist, representing the U.S. at the Benally 2024. Check him out. Anyways, make art, everybody. An artist made this deck. Check out this deck. This deck is made by an artist. Make a tarot deck. Make your art. Come alive. 6 of Cups. Feeling a creative belonging there. Whatever's nurturing, you know? 2 of Cups. Oof. Wow. Well then. Look at this healing relationship. These waters are dancing. I think we've got the waters really magnified with creative force right now. Mugwort knows. Mugwort's a moony, loony one. Artemis rules the moons and the tides, you know, the dreams. We've got such a beautiful dream body awakening with our own euphoria, our own pleasure, finding healing relationships and loves, that beautiful symbiosis when we're in the belongings of the evens, the 2s and the 6s, like, oh, hey, I'm all aligned. And that makes me align with what's outside of myself. It feels so good. It's a healing relationship. Relationship is healing. Love is healing. This, nice. This made it way to the top of the deck. This is the art, I guess, is our love, our way of loving. I love that. Ace of Cups. This story that underlies this, because I'm with Mugwort and I'm a truth teller, I'm going to say, because this is so beautiful. It's this beautiful Venusian scene of everlasting life and hope, eternal love flowing over of yourself, renewal of love, visionary new love, new beginnings, gushing out. Wow, rebirth of love, rebirth of the self through creative waters and love waters, spiritual waters, the sacred waters. You know, I love that from the underworld, from the deep truth here of this story, is that Venus, which is this is her realm, was born out of the sea on a seashell. She came up and rose up out of the sea. Um, what came before that was Uranus, who's kind of like Zeus. He got his dick cut off by his son, who had come back, and that's Mars, you know. And so this is really kind of like Aries Capricorn in the chart. They threw this is old Greek myth. They threw that phallus in the water of the king. And you know, when you think about father-son dynamics in us all, because everybody has the inner pantheon of every gender, so you can relate to this how you are, whether you pass this on the surface or you just have this dynamic secret. But it's in everybody, this dynamic between the father and the son. And even in yourself, you have the young one and the old one, and the one that wants to be responsible, and the one that wants to play and go mess around. Of course, the son's here to be the medicine and teacher for the father. So of course, cutting off that essential piece that basically would be his most important thing, because he would need to have that to have offspring to produce his kingdom. Plus, it's his euphoria, pleasure. A king can have everything, but if you can't have that, so his son takes that one thing, right? It's an ego death that only a son can do to a dad. And so, anyways, this deep metaphor in this story and this dynamic in all of us between the solstices and equinoxes, because that's the spring equinox and that which comes out of the gate, and the winter solstice and that which holds the dark of like the dark truth. And you can see in this card, the artist put that dark truth of solstice rebirthing out this Venusian consciousness. Well, this Venusian embodiment of the heart. The heart of the matter is that castration went into the ocean. And I guess it's like how, you know, they the unknown cleanses and purifies, and then from that, out of the ocean erupted the shell of Venus, and Venus was born from that. Did you know that? Did you know that she was born from that? I think it's interesting that the rebirth of love in that story, and the Venus itself, I think this is Venus's realm. It's all divine order and beauty. You can see in this tragedy and in this horror story something very archetypal about family dynamics, for one, inside of our psyche, each of us, and how we play that out externally. You know, what part of you rises up from that great horror story of ego death, of something that gave birth to something else that destroyed its most important thing? And from that destruction, something went into the unknown ocean of creation that rebirthed the divine beauty of the world. Do you see this story? All right. Anyways, we got waters today. They were really nice messages, but I came with an interesting one because, I don't know, it's deep. That's what needs to be talked about. Three of Wands. What are you going to become as this alchemy manifests a new self? And we got Aries North Node upon us in the collective. That means we're all being collectively initiated as the moon's orbit goes by this northern elliptic point, because it is more of an oval and there's a node, a polarity to it. And this is a driving collective inclination towards evolution, because the moon's always taking us every month through gradations of evolution. It does these 12 spirals around, and it's like a rose, like a flower. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. And it's the 13th one in the middle that's doing these 12 blooms. But we understand that the threes in the chart will be the three fires, like this, you know, the three fires. They want to work symbiotically as a triangle. In astrology, we say triangles are the degrees which are sextile. It's sexy. It sounds sexy. It is. That's how it feels. It feels good. So the ones that are in triangle shapes, which are all the ones of the same element, all of the three earths, all the three fires, all the three airs, all the three waters, they make triangles, and they are the three muses with each other. They're the three affinities. They're the three siblings. They're like, oh yeah, hey, we get along. But the harmonies, you know. So the Three of Wands here is the one that forges a self. This is ruled by Aries. And it's all the fires working in harmony. So, when you're going through this rebirth of self through love, who does it gives you this permission to be yourself and be that vessel of harmonic desire. Come in here to light the world on fire. Light yourself on fire. I love this. Queer stars, I love it. Oh, look at the next card is wealth. 10 of this. The more you be yourself, the more you be your wealth. This is your wealth, being yourself. So you're already rich. Ha! And the more you're yourself and you're trying to get rich and apply that, that's the biggest tool that you got. The biggest wealth is your authentic self and the true love behind it and in it. When you come with that and add that to wealth and business, manifestation of any kind, then you really can make real wealth. All true. Absolutely 10 of this. Thank you, Virgo. That's right. That's right. You got true love. You got this really amazing self. What are you going to do with that? Well, get wealthy. Think about it. If you got wealthy, you'd probably have produced gifts for the world. Because this is Virgo here. This is Virgo sun. You would have done something with your healing energy that was practical and productive and made gifts and service in the temple that you are of the world. You put it to work and you manifested money. That means the world thought it was valuable, rewarded you for it. That means you did it such a good job that you earned a bunch of wealth, that you put wealth out. You know you did create wealth. And creating wealth is awesome. Once you have created wealth with all that beautiful, authentic self and all the love in it, you put that to work and you created something that manifested wealth, real wealth, then you can give that away and either do more of this that you just did in different kinds, help others do it, and just keep making what amazing next thing to do. Thank you, Virgo, just saying. 9 of Wands, strength. Woo! Have faith. See how this beam of light is coming in here? I just left it because I don't care. We're reading with Mugwort, and it's like, oh, gotta have faith, 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 baby. Thank you, Foster Daddy George Michael. 9 of Wands is your own spiritual strength. You are that leader. You came here. 4 of Swords. Make sure just take some rest. Take whatever space you need. It's fine. We're all going through such a big shift. And we're bringing so many things of peace of mind. Sanctuary. Lay down that truce. Ceasefire. Making that sanctuary. So make a sacred space. Make that temple where this truce of the mind is going to lay down its war. Sanctuary for you to heal from PTSD. You're in it now. The moon. Artemis says, take a moon bath. Take a bath with Mugwort. Hang out with Artemis. Go in a dream chariot ride across the sky while you sleep in the bath. Don't drown. Just get up and go sleep more. But just like have, moony times. Integrate the dream. 2 of Wands. You're just becoming yourself. Don't be afraid of what's in there. Mugwort says the only thing in there is you. And they're champion. Yes, queer stars, it's true. You're taking this love and becoming yourself. And that's your wealth. Absolutely. Even into the subconscious. Deep integration of the self. You know who you are. You know what you need to do and how you like to do it. And who you are. And yes. Death. So this is transformative. Maybe this is so transformative. It's like you feel like a new person, or this opens up an entirely new world for you to exist in, a new way of existing in it. Something transformative really has taken death to feed the land. In this case, it's an eagle, a vision, taking the salmon to feed the land with the side that it does require in this food chain here to have that big vision as a predator about what needs to die and how. But the byproduct of this death does nourish the land. And this eagle does have that big vision and plan. So it's similar to how death is ruled by Scorpio, and that is square Aquarius on every astrology chart and just built in naturally. That is the challenge. The big one who has the big vision of the predators has to manage death. We have to apply our big vision to death appropriately to give death to feed the garden, which is Taurus, and have this be a positive flow. We're just a flow master with death. We're just taking that which needs to be weeded out. You know, when you're into plants, you get into gardening. Some do. I did for many years, 20 years. I've been into gardening for 30 years, my whole life. Anyways, I'm not 30, I'm 42. But I was in gardening as a kid too, let's just say my whole life. But the thing is you end up pulling out weeds all the time. There's so much killing. You even kill things and pick them to eat them. And it's all death. Gardening is being a murderer. You like murder baby plants. You weed and murder tons of little, big, and small plants. You go in, and if it's your job as a gardener to keep things looking nice in a city, you're going to be hacking them off and chopping them off all the time. You're going to be weeding and mowing and digging. You're going to be murdering, killing plants all day, all long, or cutting them back. What else about it? Appropriate death is gardening. You know? Like you go into the barber shop, they're going to cut it off. They're going to cut it off. You go into the counselor shop, they're going to cut off your ego bits and all the unnecessary baggage. They're going to cut it off. I did the same in the garden. They did the same in the barbershop. They did the counselor shop. I run a counselor shop too. I'm a holistic healer. But, so I know all these are the same. They work the same. Appropriate death. Death and change and transformation. The Celtic ancestors I have, they worship death. And they're gardeners. They're just gardeners. It's funny how people, they get into gardening because, like I did, because I was into respect for life and I really love animals and I didn't eat them. I was like a vegetarian for 10 years as a teenager. I also came out as gay as a teenager. I was like a vegetarian too. Just kidding. I'm a lesbian. Anyways, I have a beard now. I'm a bearded lady. You've ever been there in San Francisco? It's a cafe that raised me as a youth. Anyways, I'm a transgender man. Don't tell any other transgender man he's a lesbian. He will punch you in the face. I can identify as that because that's my choice. That's just how I feel. It's my culture. But I am also a man. I rock the polarity. I bridge it. I'm the bridge. What not? Both and. But I give death to ego so that I can exist. So that's a necessary salmon. I feed the land. I feel that all of us in our truth can be transforming, feeding the land, giving death where we need to. It's very appropriate. It's part of gardening, hygiene, treatment protocol. Man, I saw 5 of Wands underneath the deck, and now it's 5 of Swords. So really, whatever has caused conflict, 7 of Cups, confusion. Remember all this, conflict. All right, 10 of Cups. I love the conversation there of the underwater. So it looks like transmuting through the loss and grief of that conflict work, something connective that's really leads to the biggest happiness. More sirens. I told you, they are constant. I'm glad those people are getting care. We just need a safe drug supply. People dying this much. It's been going on for years. The Fool. It's time to go in to butterfly time. I'm going to show this fool. Do you see how he's in butterfly time? Do you know butterfly time is like the dappled light of a leaf? Do you see how it's kind of fluttery? Like if you were to wear fake eyelashes, it makes the world an altered state. Woo! Into the multiverse.